Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to a video about traditional Polish dances, which makes me very excited because I don't think I've ever seen or heard of traditional Polish dancing or music, so I can't wait to know how it is. Let's check it out and comment, like and subscribe. Oh wow, this is epic. Okay. It almost seems, well, with the orchestra and everything, I know, old-timey. Not specifically a valse. I know valses are different, but similar. They do this sort of, is this a sort of a greeting? It looks almost like they're courtesy, but in movement. They're very elegant. Very practice. I was wondering what happens if one of them got it wrong and you go the other way. Because obviously you know, some of them you have to know you go to the left and you go to the right. Oh, okay. It seems so confusing. Oh. Oh, I love this. Oh, I think this is reminding me of old-timey dances, as in the 1800s. I think people used to do this when they were having parties in balls. This is, I think, the type of dancing they did. For one second, I thought they were switching partners. No, they're not. Okay, they go the whole way. Oh my god, this is stressing me out because everyone has to obviously follow the same rhythm, and by the time the other couple comes in, you have to be on your way out, so everything's perfectly timed. Obviously they practice this, but still, I think doing this in public, it's gonna be a little nerve-wracking. You know you can't make any mistakes. I love how the position, I think it looks so elegant, how they have to hold the hands. That it's not just obviously down below, no, they have to be up high. Ow. I love, this is the old-timey part that I love. It's very, oh, let's just touch hands. Because it's the only thing that's allowed. And I like, yeah, that everyone sort of, I don't know, I think they switch partners, but I don't think they switch partners. It's just the whole, yeah, because you kind of, oh, they are kind of switching partners. I don't know, this is so weird. There are so many steps to this. Yeah, and everyone's sort of courtesy. How do they not get dizzy? We've been spinning so a few times since I have no idea where I am. Oh, I hadn't realized the guys, the men, have their hand in the bag. Again, that's very formal. very informal. Oh, now they're all what? They're joined? Okay. Oh my, okay. Was not expecting this. And how are they? Okay, yeah, they have to switch partners again? Oh my god, this is so confusing. I don't even know where's the first couple? Oh, okay, it looks very nice though. Just the visual sort of party, it looks very pretty. It's very, very visually appealing. Oh my god, it's the same thing. Everyone has to be synchronized. Okay, now we're back at the beginning. Oh, they're courtesy for real. Oh! Oh, it's sort of courtesy because they're saying bye. They're sort of saying goodbye. Oh, and they give them flowers. Okay, this was very, very nice. I think the most surprising thing to me about this was how old-timey everything looked, just because it's, again, I wasn't expecting something sort of a traditional sort of Polish thing to be like this. I was thinking more something, because I think when I think of traditional sort of dances, I think something a bit more, I don't know, folkloric maybe? No, obviously this isn't, because obviously this, if they're doing this, it's gotta be for a reason. But I am imagining something with other costumes and, again, some other sort of steps, and not something that looks so classical and so, yeah, so I can't explain it. It just looks like the 1800s, as in the balls people used to have back in those days, and not royalty, but the courts and sort of the aristocracy used to have this sort of dances, and I think they were similar to this, as in it was a whole ballroom and everyone sort of did, because obviously back in those days people weren't just dancing as in they do these days, or we're just kind of do your thing. Well, technically I know that there's different types of music and different types of dances, but if it's in a casual environment, everyone kind of does their own thing, unless you're obviously you're dancing to one particular style of music. So I thought it was more, I guess back in those days, yeah, of course it wasn't, oh, you're gonna do your own thing. No, everything, I don't know how they knew. I think it was just one of us, and you know how to dance certain kinds of music in this day and age, probably back in those days, was something similar, and you kind of know, well, yeah, a waltz is sort of like this, and I don't know, when you're sort of doing this ballroom dancing situation that I have no idea of the name of, sort of, yeah, but there was a bunch of couples, and they sort of did this whole thing of this routine of everyone sort of they didn't shake hands, but they were sort of touching their hands like this, and some of them were passing through, and you knew that I had to go diagonally, and then I have to touch my dance partner again. I don't know, it was just a bunch of other things like that, and people, I think, I don't know how they, well, I guess they taught them. I don't know if they didn't have schools, I don't know who taught them, but I don't know, people seem to know what to do in those certain situations, and again, this is I think very similar to that. I don't know in what context people dance like this. I don't know if this is the same kind of music, and I don't even know, because obviously it was classical music, but I have no idea what sort of song this is, or if it's always the same song. Is it always the same sort of similar dance or similar music? I would assume yes, just because there are certain steps and there's a certain rhythm that you have to keep up with. So of course the music, even though the song is not the same, I think it's gonna be in the same genre. even though I think, again, to my untrained ear, it may all sound, oh, it's just classical. But yeah, I guess again, it's a waltz, or it's a I don't know what the other, it's a polka, I don't know, whatever it is. But it's whatever, what the song is just as in you're dancing to rock or you're dancing to pop. There are certain rhythms, even though the songs change. The rhythm is the same, and I think that remains just because there are certain steps that need to be maintained. And in order to kind of keep up with the rhythm, the beats have to be similar, or they have to remain, because obviously, how do you know? For instance, the little Cordy, they do this curtsy sort of kind of greeting. I thought earlier on that they were sort of greeting. It's a type of greeting, I think, each other, and maybe that's what it is. But they did this for a long time, and then of course when they're finishing as well. But again, the curtsying is sort of done at this particular beat, so of course you got to know in which beat the curtsying goes, and it's not just that. Then there's so many other different steps. And so I think my favorite part was definitely the one again with the hands. I think it looks very, even though obviously they're not a couple, as in it's not romantic, that it looks very romantic. And again, when you're sort of dancing, it's a sort of expression and it's an interpretation. So I'm not assigning them, oh, it looks so romantic, as in they look like a couple. No. But I think that part of just touching hands and all, I think it looks very romantic, just visually, it looks very nice. And I think that was my favorite part, because again, it's very old-timey, sort of vintage and retro. This whole concept of, you're sort of touching your partner, and you're sort of touching the guy, and it's just the hands, and it's the only touch that we're allowed, because it wouldn't be appropriate. And again, it's very old-timey, and again it makes it look, that's a little romantic. But I think that learning this, I have no idea for how long did it took them to actually learn the steps and practice this in order to be sort of, okay, now we're done and we're ready to present this to the public, because it looks very hard. Even though it's kind of, the dance itself, I think it's short, and again, the music itself, it's not as an, I don't know, it's not a rumba or something. It's not an upbeat song or an upbeat music. That doesn't make it less hard, because yes, you've seen the amount of steps they have to take. It's so many steps, and it's not just complicated as in, because I think sometimes when you think about dancing, you're thinking, the hand and the feet sort of movements are the hard part. And yes, there are certain types of dancing in which that's the hard part. Yeah, there's a lot of dance. There's a lot of movement, I think, with your feet, and sometimes obviously with your body and your hands and your arms. But this, I think it's hard for a different set of reasons. It's not just the steps as in, my hands need to be, or my feet need to be in a certain position. It's the whole sort of routine of, it's a choreography, basically. It's a whole choreography, and you have to learn to, now we go through the right, now we go to the left, and then we have to switch, and then we have to do this little sort of, I don't even, you have to pass through the other, you have to cross the ballroom, and then you have to go to, I think, the other person, and it's not just your partner, and then you have to wait for everyone else to do it, and then you can have to go back to your original dance partner. It's all a bunch of things that, oh my god, okay, hold on, can you repeat this once again? And then they did the whole thing of, they have to sort of, their hands were sort of up, and they do this sort of canal or something, or this bridge, I don't know how to explain it. And then again, it looked confusing. It looked visually nice, but it looked confusing. Obviously, I'm not analyzing this in order to learn it, but I think learning this would be a little hard. It's okay, hold on. Let me pause. Let me repeat this. Okay, you can move now forward. But I think, again, learning this would be quite hard. And I have to say, I love how sort of elegant everyone was, and how the sort of the positions in their body and how they carried themselves, I think was very nice. It looked very elegant, and it looked, again, that's why I'm wondering when exactly do they sort of dance this sort of dance? I have no idea. I don't know about the name, but when do they do this? Because again, it looked very sort of elegant. It looked very, I don't know, very pleasant, because everyone sort of carries themselves very elegantly, and it's not just, it's not sloppy, or they don't look like slops, basically. So I like, everyone's dressed up, then everyone has to maintain their good posture, and it's very solemn, which I really enjoy, because I think in this sort of modern times, this, I think, has been lost a little bit, and I think there's less, occasions, and younger people, I think, tend to be a little bit less, again less formal, and it's all about, oh, everyone loves casual and this sort of, yeah, and situations and dances in general. So this is kind of I think this is something that I think people are losing, but not in Poland apparently, which I'm glad. It's no, there are still occasions in which, again, you have to you're not just dragging your feet. No, you have to really do maintain your good posture, and you have to, again, be this sort of presence in the room, which I like. And I am glad that at least there are certain places that are not losing this, because again, it's not something that we should lose, because it's very nice. But that was it for today, and I'll see you soon. Bye.